Hi everyone, today I will help you how to find the best GT3 car in Assetto Corsa Competizione. As you know, we will receive a new update and a lot of GT3 cars are coming to the game. So this is the best way to show you what you have on the list and help you how to find the best car. As you know, to find the best one is a process of trial and error, and with a little bit of my help I will show you which one is the best. As you know, Assetto Corsa Competizione, you have to say with a little bit of Mario force on us, is without a doubt one of the best sim racing titles when we talk about GT racing available until now. You can see cars from GT3 to GT4 and another models from the years of 2012 until these days. Each of one have his own driving characteristic, strengths and weakness. For that I will help you breaking and rating the pros and cons of each car model to narrow your search. Before we jump in straight away on the list of the cars, I want to remember that all the cars are being driven on the same circuit using the setup provided for the game. Of course, during the video you will see the cars driving on other circuits to take a little bit the blend of what will be since we set the cars around the same corners. Jumping straight away on our list, we started with an Aston Martin V12 Vantage GT3 from 2013. As you know, a front engine layout on the Aston Martin and one probably of the easiest cars to drive. It's stable and easy on to drive, great under braking, a lot of understeer. As a cons, don't excel in any single area and is a little bit sometimes slow in high corners. Contrary to the Aston Martin V8 Vantage, thanks to its front engine layout, the Aston Martin V8 Vantage GT3 is one of the easiest cars to race in the game. It features a very stable platform, allowing drivers to push it hard and the rear end stay in check and doesn't oversteer horrible like some of the front engine cars. It's stable and easy to drive, great under braking, can push it hard before it bites back, but like the old version, don't excel in any single area. Jumping to the Audis, you're gonna have three versions of them: the R8 LMS, the Evo and the Evo 2. Before the Evo 2, Audi R8 used to be considered one of the best on the game. But its size features some BOP adjustments which move it back into the middle field. It can be a little tricky to drive and isn't the most stable of the cars to learn. While it excels under braking, it can oversteer when pushed hard. As a pros, you will see a fast out of the corners, great braking performance, a little bit tricky to drive and can understeer and lose downforce from the corner. We jump to the Bentley Continental GT. We have two versions, the 2015 and the 2018. 2015 is often looked at as one of the best cars in ACC. This is due to the fantastic speed during long stints and endurance race. It's incredibly efficient on tires and handles similarly to the Mercedes AMG GT3 over curves. It's great tire fuel preservation, great over bumps and curves, endurance specialist, not as fast overall as the other cars and lacks in high speed and corner grip. His new version is a little bit more stable and possibly the best to drive on all the game. It's again a great tire fuel preservation, great over bumps and curves, endurance specialist, not as fast over all the other cars and lacks on high speed corner grip. Jump to the BMW M4 GT3. It's a great addition to the Assetto Corsa Competizione and is one of the consistent quickest around on the tracks. It's easy to drive, allowing drivers to walk towards the M4 full potential without too much worry about the stability. Great straight line speed, stable under most circumstances, rear traction can be an issue, a little understeer prone and short on power comparing the others. Comparing to the M6 is a full power car under a potential without too much to worry of instability. It's easy to drive fast, great straight line speed, stable under most circumstances, a rear traction can be an issue and a little understeer prone. Jump to a classic one, the Jaguar G3 from 2012. This is a diva. The car faced a lot of oversteer. If the rear tires were too much on mid-stint, you have to pay attention to a very specific set of parameters like the rear toe, springs, the RBs, as the car is sustainable to change in those areas. In high-speed corners, you can be quite nervous if the aero is not configured correctly. Pros is a great braking performance, can carry some high mid-corner speed, not as fast as overall as the other cars as the old version, and lacks on high-speed corner grip. Jumping to one of the best and probably the fastest cars on the game, the Ferrari 488 G3. Excellent tire rear, very aero efficient with a remarkable top speed, help out just as much as they do in endurance events. The agile handling help you to quickly navigate corners, aided by excellent traction. You are guaranteed performance in the wet too. Just don't forget to keep an eye on the floor performance. Yes, tire wear, amazing, great mid-corner grip, easy to drive, lack a little bit of acceleration, and the fuel performance is an issue. His Evo version takes the top spot of the best probably cars on Competizione, thanks to his fantastic pace on most of tracks, especially on high-speed tracks. It's relatively easy to drive, allowing you to push it to the limits very easy. Fantastic aero platform, great mid-corner grip, easy to drive, a little bit on lack of acceleration, but not so often as his old version. The Honda NSX GT3, probably one of my favorite cars on the eye. The 2017 version have a classic Castrol livery, but this Honda is another mid-engine car that is tricky to drive, much like the Audi R8 and the Huracan, but like both of these cars, it excels under braking and is stable through corners. Where it falls down, it is tendency to understeer, especially when following other cars. As a pro, is great braking performance, good straight line speed, stable on the corner entry. As a cons, is very prone to understeer, hard to drive fast, not overly efficient on tire wear. His Evo version don't bring nothing new to the game, as I say, and continue having the tendency to understeer, especially when you fall in other cars. Continue having the great braking performance, a good straight line speed, stable on corners entries, but like we say, very prone to understeer, hard to drive and not efficient on tire wear. The Lamborghini Huracan is a fan favorite, but the Huracan has a solid base to work from its great aerodynamic and the braking performance. However, it's certainly one of the hardest cars to really master in the game, despite having a great performance under braking and top speed. Good under braking, good top speed, hard to drive across longer race stints, and very prone to understeer. His Evo GT3 version, the Huracan Evo shares a lot of the similarities with the Audi and the Porsche. The Evo are part of some BOP measures, but don't bring nothing new to the Lambo family. Good under braking, good top speed, hard to drive across longer race stints, and very prone to understeer. We jump to one of the easiest cars on the game, the Lexus RC F GT3. It's unconspicuously fast and is a car that I would recommend in a hard pick for beginners. It excels on the straight line speed and remains stable through the most corners. It does have a tendency to understeer a little bit. Have a great acceleration and a top speed, really stable over bumps, fantastic for beginnings, prone to understeer and can feel a little bit heavy when not set up correctly. We jump for the two McLarens, the 650S and the 720S. The first one is a lower middle class compared to its sister. It have a good aero efficient, high corner speed, hard to drive and unpredictable on curves. But the 720 features some of the aerodynamic and highest downforce levels of any car in ACC. It means it's one of the best cars through the most corners, allowing you to have an incredible high minimum corner speed, great aero efficient, incredible responsive, high mid corner speed and grip, thicker to drive than a Ferrari, and hard over the bumps. It jumps on the Mercs. Few cars can match the raw pace and battle readiness of the Mercedes AMG when it comes to sprint race. It's similar to the McLarens, with class-leading acceleration but with superior braking performance. Armored with a very good BOP overall, it has very few weak tracks. Thanks to its strong engine, the car is excel in traffic and follow and overtaking cars. The AMG is very stable and consistent, making it easier to drive than most of the mid-engine cars, on and off in the category. It can also offer a good performance in the wet, but just not so good as the Aston Martin. They have fast roll pace, BOP is excellent, full issue can be a dilemma, and the high drag that kill the top speed. The Evo is a very capable car comparing to the old one, and many sim racers choose this car as a weapon of choice. It's incredibly powerful and can handle bumps and curves better than most any car. Its stability and speed make it a great choice, but be aware of its tendency to oversteer when driving hard. Like we say, very fast in straight line, stable and easy to drive, handle bumps and curves like a queen. As a con, sometimes too heavy, can understeer on corner entry and will oversteer when pushed hard. The Nissan GTR Nismo have two versions, the 2015 and the 2018. Both of them are a solid but not a spectacular car in many features. It shares with other mid-engine cars such a good stability and great braking potential. It is a very solid car and is enjoyable to race in ACC. Very stable, great braking performance, fantastic acceleration from low speed, lacks of aero and not the best and minimal corner speed. He jumped on the Porsche 991. This car owns a very short wheelbase. The fact that the car is very pitch sensitive, the combination makes it very twitchy. Additionally, the fuel tank position is horrible, and let's work a lot wrong on the car balance and change the fuel to burn off with the weight reduced on the front wheels. This high drag also inhibits the car top speed, which is comparatively low. Another complicated mechanic is the engine position, which makes the trail braking very difficult. However, if you can master this, you are rewarded with an excellent braking performance. It's a car leading traction and acceleration. Careful with this one, the car is a delicate bit. As pros, we have high-class traction, great braking performance, can carry high mid-corner speed, hard to drive, lack top speed and car balance. The second version is without a doubt one of the trickiest to master in ACC. The rear engine placement make it quite handful, especially on corner entry in the back of the car waiting to oversteer. The Porsche 991 II GT3 R can be one of the quickest in the game due to outstanding traction and brilliant mid-corner speed. Turns in corner better than any car, great braking performance, can carry high mid-corner speed, hard to drive, lack top speed, balance change drastically as fuel goes down. And we enter on the last one. The Reiter Engineer RX GT3. As I know, they are an official manufacturer from Lamborghini race cars from years before Lamborghini decided to make their own GT3 cars. They are light, quickie on the straights, and this is a cool car which features Lamborghini pedigree, so automatically you will assume that it will be a good choice. But be aware, the Reiter struggles heavily in the corners and feel pretty unwild to drive, as such is far behind the competition. It's very quickie on straight, but is heavy on corners and, I say, unwild to drive it. And this is all the cars available on GT3 due to the cross of ACCompetizione. Very soon I will drop another video where I will explain the fastest cars on track and the best cars for endurance. Thank you so much for staying with us. Remember, like and share us to keep supporting us. Cheers!